Hi, I'm Rick Van Wieren with RE/MAX Properties, and we're here with Rick on Real Estate. And today my special guest is Darrell Wilson from Alliance Insurance. Darrell is my own agent, and he's provided service for a number of my clients, and I recommend him highly. And today we're going to talk to you about homeowners insurance for existing homeowners. So we want to talk to those of you specifically who already own a home, have homeowners insurance, maybe with another company, and talk to you about some of the opportunities that could be out there if you get your insurance requoted. Darrell, thanks again for joining us.
You bet. It's a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
One of the things people should keep in mind as a broker, I am allowed to, or as a broker, I can, I have your information and I can shop out to different companies. And that's an advantage when you've been with a company for maybe 3, 4, 5 years, and all of a sudden you notice that your rates are eking up. As a broker, we would have your information and we can shop it to different companies. And so that's always good because underwriting rules change, factors change, and somebody may be taking rate increases, for instance, these hailstorms we've seen, and sometimes they want to limit their business in an area or limit their losses. So it can be advantageous to look around and then, do a comparison shop, which, basically we can do with our various companies. And then we can tell you whether you're in a good place with your rates or if there is another company coming in that will provide the same type of claim service, the same type of quality coverage, at an even lower price.
Well, that's very useful because, it's very easy for us as homeowners to get kind of hooked into a company and just stay with them and keep doing the renewals with the same people, and you kind of lose sight of it, and you get into what we call the boiling frog syndrome, where the pot keeps getting hotter and hotter and you don't really notice it, and then one day you wake up and you realize you're spending 50% more than you were when you signed up with them, and for no really good reason. So that's huge. Thanks for doing that.
And then on the same note, kind of a little known secret in the business is a lot of companies, especially in the independent world, will let you re-quote them within that company. It's kind of like when you come in, you're in a certain band, and as people leave, the band gets smaller, the rates go up. A lot of times companies will allow you to re-quote within that company and stay with that company, still realize all the discounts by cross discounts, bundling and everything, and still stay with them and still get a lower rate.
Oh, that's great. So rates are changed sometimes when we have natural events, and we've had a couple big forest fires here in Colorado Springs. We've had a couple big hail events, especially this year. Hail has been the story, not so much the fires. But when is it a good time for a homeowner to make sure that they file a claim, and when should they maybe think about not worrying about it and catching it on the next one?
And that's the million-dollar question that's going to be affecting thousands of people here as far as what their rates look like. What insurance is for the major catastrophes. It's never as a maintenance program. So basically in a hailstorm, I always recommend you get a roofer out. If a roofer gets up on your roof and says it's going to be questionable whether a company will total the roof and give you a new one or not, then we should talk a little bit. I always tell people, unless there's water pouring in or from a pipe somewhere, your roof is missing, there's a hole in the wall, or somebody's bleeding, wait till Monday, call me, and we'll discuss whether to do that. And it's not necessarily one claim that will hurt you. It's the second claim within a 3-year period and then a third claim within a 3-year period that will get companies kind of grumpy with you. Statistically, if a person files a claim within a year and a half, especially if they have a good claims experience, they're going to file a second claim. So it's the smaller claims. For instance, your water heater breaks, floods into your basement, and causes maybe $1,200 worth of damage. Odds are you're going to have a $1,000 deductible. It's really not worth filing a claim in which you're going to get $200. I know it it's not great having to pay that extra $200, but it doesn't show up on your claims history. Here's another thing that can come back to bite you, is a claim. It's called a zero pay claim. You file a claim, they come out and they say there's no damage, or there's $580 worth of damage. A zero pay claim is the same as a $20,000 claim. It still counts against you.
Wow.
That's why, and like I say, unless there's damage that is pretty extensive, talk to me, get somebody out there, assess the damage. Another thing you need to do is, you can't wait on an insurance policy requires you to fix your damage, to not wait on that. So you have water damage on Saturday, Monday's a holiday, so by Tuesday you get around to calling me or filing a claim, and that would be one instance where I'd say get somebody out right away, pay for it, and you'll be reimbursed. But if you just first call the insurance company, they can come out, and if it doesn't meet your deductible, you can get into trouble. So you really want to, it's the smaller claims and maintenance claims. And maintenance is one of the big issues. Keep things, maintain your furnace, maintain, your pipes, that type of thing. Keep that going, so it's going to prevent those larger claims. And I'm not telling you not to file a claim, but I have your best interest at heart. I don't want to have your insurance company cancel you and then for triple the rate get you less coverage until your claims history gets to be 3 to 5 years old.
Well, that's a very sobering thought, too, that it can really affect your overall insurance rates if you file too frequently. So making sure your insurance claims are material claims. Now, for somebody who's already had insurance and they've already had their cars bundled and everything, what about if they've had car insurance claims that are kind of part of their history and they're looking to buy another house and getting requoted on insurance? Does their driving history affect the homeowner's policy sometimes?
Actually, you would think it doesn't. However, the insurance industry, some of the companies are eking into that area where they look at your entire claims. For the most part, they just look at your home claims and your auto claims, but we are seeing now where an auto accident can pop up when we're just quoting just individually a home, and that can affect the rate a little bit. So, but as far as looking at your rates, you're buying a new home, you're going into a different zip code, or even staying within the same zip code. Your past claims can and will follow you over to that house. Okay. So that can be a big major problem. Again, it goes back to be very specific on the claims you file and use your insurance agent's advice.
Okay. What about in the situation where the prior homeowner has made claims? Does that affect your rates?
It should not. I have seen in the industry, none of my companies, where a claim will pop up and people will say, we just can't cover it. We can do that. I have good relationships with my underwriters. I can call them up and they can tell by the sell date that's a previous owner's claim. The only thing they're concerned about is whether the damage was fixed, whether the roof was replaced. So, because any company won't pay twice on a hail claim, their claim or someone else's claim. Gotcha. They'll only pay for the first time.
So the one hail event gets covered once, and if another hail event comes along, the damage from the first one would not be.
Correct. Yeah. If same instance, you have a hail claim, you take the money, you don't fix your roof. 4 years later, you have another hail claim. If they can determine, and these guys are getting very specific, they can look at the size of the hail dings, they can look at weather reports, which hail storm moved through in that area. And if they determine that the roof wasn't fixed, which is the simplest way is by a county permit, they will deduct any damage from that future claim on the current claim.
Wow.
Which could mean you could get zero.
Wow. Well, there's some great information for you from Darrell Wilson, Alliance Insurance. We really encourage our clients to get multiple quotes on their insurance, and Darrell has the ability to get you multiple quotes all by himself because he's shopping for multiple companies for you. So thanks for joining us again on Rick on Real Estate.